say you forgive me. To
Save my soul. No. I've watched this movie probably more than you have. I've watched this movie more than I've watched The Force Awakens, and most definitely I've watched it less than the 2 times I've seen The Rise of Skywalker, which I'll never watch again. I've thought about this movie a lot, and I do admit that this is a very divisive Star Wars movie, yet I want to respect the movie and its creators, I guess, and also respect that it is the most divisive thing to happen to the Star Wars fandom since the prequels and its mixed reaction. I want to posit an additional theory onto what we've come to perceive as Luke Skywalker's character being assassinated by the writer-director of Episode 8, The Last Jedi, Rian Johnson. I want to respect his vision as a filmmaker and an auteur, because I'm a film head, and a lot of people I know are film heads, and we understand film and film theory, and I respect that in Rian Johnson, sure, that he thinks in terms of Hitchcock and in terms of Kurosawa, most specifically Kurosawa. The Hidden Fortress was the direct inspiration visually and story-wise for George Lucas's 1977 Star Wars, aka Episode 4, A New Hope. What I want to put across is that using Kurosawa as a touchstone, as a legitimate source of inspiration for the Star Wars universe, I want to posit that Rashomon, 1950 movie by Akira Kurosawa, cultural phenomenon, made 5 years after World War II, and this movie took America by storm. It was a foreign movie, and it was in subtitles, yet everybody knew Rashomon. And Rashomon is a very interesting story, and there are 3 distinct flashbacks to an incident. And these flashbacks are, I feel, aped or parodied in The Last Jedi, which contains 3 flashbacks to the same incident. In Rashomon, though, the incident was and remains a sexual assault. And the flashbacks are told by 3 different points of view. 1, the bandit, who is accused of the heinous crime. 2, the victim, the woman who may or may not have set her husband up. And 3, the ghost of the husband, being told through a medium. Now, in The Last Jedi, we have this series of 3 flashbacks as well. So using Rashomon as our visual cue, as Lucas did with the Hidden Fortress, using story cues, using swipe segues, using the R2-3PO archetypical relationship of the 2 poor people at the beginning, the 2 bandits, using that same film theory kind of template, using that, Rashomon is about a sexual assault. Here comes my rub. Here comes the bad news. Okay? I grew up Catholic, and so we've always had molestation humor. And we using, art. This is cinema. This is art. There's always a few different levels going on in any decent movie. So I suggest it's even worse. Luke Skywalker was made into a metaphorical molester, coming in to his nephew's tent unbidden in the middle of the night, looking at him with this intense male gaze, whipping out his lightsaber, and intending to abuse his nephew. And that is where I come from, saying, like, oh my goodness, The Last Jedi is as valid as a Kurosawa reference to Rashomon as A New Hope was to The Hidden Fortress. So congratulations, Rian Johnson. You have made Luke Skywalker into a metaphoric molester. It's just obvious with nuance. It's kind of also, think about something such as Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Did Padme die of a broken heart? Or did Anakin crush her windpipe with his first real force choke? You know, he abused his wife. That happened. She was pregnant and vulnerable, and he used his evil, and he force choked her. That's what killed Padme. I mean, his irony of trying to save her and fulfilling the dark side, falling to the dark side, and using the dark side, he killed his wife. And so we're grown-ups thinking about these movies. So let's use that same level of nuance. Isn't it kind of awful, Luke Skywalker coming into his nephew's tent at night, whipping out his lightsaber, subjecting this young boy to his male gaze? And then the boy, you know, it's kind of like Ganymede and Zeus in a way. But this time Ganymede has agency and calls down to his will to power and defends himself in a subversion of expectations, as the creator liked to, ballyhoo about defending this movie. And I think it's a fascinating movie. I think it's a fascinating sci-fi story. It's just a terrible, terrible Star Wars movie, because it does betray the notion of Luke Skywalker and his heroism and his character. And that's all I got to say on Last Jedi and Kurosawa. And let me know what you think in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying that it's worse than what you originally thought. Thank you very much, and may the Force be with you.